My name's David Rome. I'm a partner at Gomez, Radford, and Rome in Los Angeles. We're a criminal defense law firm. Before I worked here, and actually this is for all of my colleagues, we were all prosecutors. So my partners and I were all California deputy district attorneys. We handled all sorts of serious felony cases when we were prosecutors, misdemeanors up to the serious stuff, gangs, life-tail cases. We handled all sorts of those, and now we'll do any criminal defense case from misdemeanors up to murder. So we get a lot of success for our clients, and part of that is because we like to educate our clients so they do the right things and they don't sabotage their own cases. I want to talk about an issue that a lot of my clients have and that I saw a lot when I was a DA. It's going to be what you need to know when you're being arrested, when you're being investigated, and whenever the police want to talk to you. This is so important. I think maybe half of my cases at the DA's office would have been impossible to prove. I would have had to drop those if people didn't just straight up admit to the crimes they were accused of, or at least said something that helped us make that connection I needed to get the conviction. So you don't know all of the different crimes out there. You don't know all of the different elements. So you don't know what you need to say or avoid saying. Just leave that up to the attorneys and keep your mouth shut. It's also really important that you know not to resist arrest. You want to cooperate to some extent. You don't necessarily need to consent to searches or seizures, for example. But even if you believe the orders they're giving you are unlawful, you want to fight that in court, not on the side of the road. Resisting arrest can get you additional charges brought against you and can make your situation much worse. You can even get charged with resisting arrest as a felony and spend jail time in California, depending on, if any kind of force or threats are involved. You can be charged with resisting even if you're not charged with any other crimes. So if they're investigating you and you resist or obstruct, even if you can get those other charges dropped, you might still have to take a rap for resisting. So it makes sense. It sounds like BS, but it makes sense to just go along with what they're saying. Say, I don't consent. I don't want to answer any questions, but you do what you have to do. Fight it in the courtroom. Ask if you're free to go. If not, immediately demand a lawyer. You have the constitutional right to remain silent and have an attorney present during a custodial interrogation by the police. Custodial meaning you're in custody. If you're not free to go, they should, by all rights, read you your Miranda rights before any questioning. They don't have to do that if you're free to go. If they're just asking questions, they can later use your statements against you and arrest you for those without reading you your Miranda rights. So you don't want to talk to the police in any circumstances. And they will absolutely make it seem like, oh, you're good to go. We'll come back with a warrant if we want. You're good to go. I don't have to read you your Miranda rights. And then tell me what's going on. You tell them what's going on. Even if you think you're innocent, they're going to use those statements against you. They're going to arrest you. Just don't say anything. There's no situation where I would advocate you explaining anything to the police. It's important to affirmatively exercise your right to have a lawyer present. If you ask for a lawyer and then they continue to question you, any answers you give could be excluded at trial later. That's the fruit of the poisonous tree. So it's really important you actually say, I want a lawyer and I will not answer any questions. You can't just not answer questions if you want them to stop asking you questions. And this is an important next step. Shut up. Just shut your mouth. Say nothing else. I want an attorney, won't answer questions. Zip it. If you volunteer information, even after you ask for a lawyer, it can and will be used against you because it's not in response to their question that you're trying to prove your innocence, explain away your guilt, whatever it is. You want to just resolve any misunderstandings, they will use that against you. It's important when you think you're being investigated for a crime that you get the best lawyers you can, even if, or especially if, you're innocent. Don't rely on the justice system to make things right. I've seen far too many innocent people get completely railroaded, even though they think they're just trying to explain the situation. It's much easier for us to fight a case from the very beginning. So if you're trying to do your due diligence and explain what's going on, save a little money, maybe DIY it, and then the whole thing will go away, it won't, and then it's much harder for us and more expensive for you down the line to have us go back and try and fix what you've done. So don't sabotage your own case. And then once you've been released, it's really important to stay in touch with your lawyer. If you're out of custody, you can provide them with any information they need to help you with your case. They're going to be your best advocate, and they'll be able to help you, give you the guidance and the support that you need in such a difficult situation. Because I've been through it a million times. This might be your very first time being arrested. If you've been arrested, you believe you might be charged with a crime, or if you've already been charged and you're waiting on your next court date, call Gomez, Radford, and Rome. That's my law firm immediately. Time is of the essence. We can fight for you even before charges are filed or before you ever go to court, so don't wait. Call us now for a free consultation. It doesn't cost you anything. I hope that helps.